Hey guys, how we doing? Back for another organization video for theme supplies. So today I'm going to go through my kind of celebration supplies, so mostly birthday. But I have recently started a New Year's Eve kit of some sort, which is basically just one sticker sheet at this point. But as I come across maybe things that have years on them or those kinds of things, I will add them to this kit. And then this is going to be kind of my starting point for collecting some papers and things eventually. So I'm going to set this pile aside. So I just thought that New Year's Eve would make sense to have kind of next to my birthday supplies just because it's all celebration themed, and you can use kind of the party hats, those kind of things for both. And so anyway, so this is just a sticker sheet, but I did come across this wood veneer card, I think from Studio Calico maybe. It says Happy New Year, so I put that in there. And I have pictures printed from this year. So I'm going to just put into an envelope here, and along with this card, I think, so that doesn't get broken. And so that is that. That's pretty simple. Okay. And okay, so on to birthday. What I'm going to do, I might be able to combine a couple here. So I have this and many more collection from Pink Paisley that I've worked with quite a bit, but I still have some pictures. I went to Scrapbook with this collection. And let's just see what we got, get it organized a little bit. Envelopes ready to go here. Okay, so I do have some photos and from some birthdays that I've printed, and I have quite a few birthday photos to scrap yet, but these I think are all for one particular year. And my daughter was wearing purple that day, and so it just really worked well with this collection. It had a lot of purple in it. This was my daughter's COVID birthday. She turned 13 like April of 2020. So 13th birthday, she they weren't in school, I don't think, and it was just, it was sad. And so what we did was we actually organized a drive-by birthday party for her. And so we kind of we tricked her and got her outside. My sister-in-law and niece had made these signs for her and put them up on our fence. And so to get her outside, said, hey, let's go outside and get some pictures of you in front of those posters. And we had timed it so that we had invited her entire class to drive by our house and honk their horns and tell her happy birthday. And a couple people gave her some balloons and presents and things. And it was so special. And she cried. I cried thinking about it. It was so sweet. Just because to turn 13 during that time, it's a big birthday, it was just, it was super sweet. So I've scrapbooked a lot of the photos from that, but I still have some from her family party and that kind of stuff for her family, family gifts and things like that. And so but that's why I chose this particular collection, was because she was wearing purple. Simple as that. Nothing too complicated. But this collection is so cute. It is from, if there's a date on it or not, 2019. Have a lot of it left. So, it's a very sweet collection. Let me see if I can get, I don't even know if this goes with this collection, but I think you know what? These do. I think I'm going to put these with my general birthday, just because I don't think these necessarily go with this collection, because these are kind of a different gold. Okay, so let's get these in here. Oh no, this is the chipboard sheet, so maybe that was from this. No, because one has teal and one has pink. Yeah, we'll just leave them. That's all right. So just a few of the chipboard stickers left, it looks like. I don't even know what all I have left here. Let's see if these will fit. That's in rough shape. Oof, both of those are. Oof, got some, oh, these all fell off. So these are clips that are falling apart, unfortunately. They're really cute, but they're really thick. So I'm trying to decide if I want to keep them in here or if I want to put I don't know. These are really thick. They're really cute though. I'm gonna set these aside, put these with my other paper clips and things. I could maybe use those for Bible journaling. I don't know that I want to use those in scrapbook because I'm really finding that when I go back through my albums that I really dislike things that add a lot of bulk. Like chipboard is great, but like I'm finding that if I put really thick items on, I'm not loving what is, you know, the indentation on the pictures or, you know, or the rest of the layouts. I'm sorry. Quite a few sticker sheets or stickers here left on the sticker sheet. See if I can fit this in here. Oh, I have more. You know what? I might need to get two. Baggies here. Some more chipboard. See if I can put this in there. And then these really fun alphas. These are from Hobby Lobby, but because they had like that same purple, like really the same color scheme in there, and they're like little shakers. They're so cute. So put those in there. And then a few of the 3D stickers. And what else do I have in here? I think these are just from my stash, but I put them in here to use. And some puffy stickers. Let's see. And then I'll just use this up. I'm trying to use up some of these older bags that are more like Ziploc. Got some scraps in here. I'm going to try to separate that out. So all the die cuts and things, just going to get them put in here. Try not to. Let's see. Lots of fun tags and things. There's some random white cardstock. I'll put that with my white cardstock over here. Let's see, that's paper. Okay. So I think with my stickers, I'll put these scraps in with the stickers. Trash. Okay, so I have these this tag cut apart sheet yet. Quite a bit of there must have been a vellum. That's really cute. Okay, let's get these separated out. Okay. So cute. Gosh, a lot of these I could use for non-birthday. I think they still have this. I feel like I saw it maybe on maybe the American Crafts. Did I see it? I saw it somewhere for sale. Like they still have some, maybe Office Supply I'm not for sure, but I have plenty of it, so I don't need any more. Okay, so that's organized. I think I'm going to try to fit another collection in there to open up myself an envelope. Oof. Okay, this is an older collection, and, well, maybe I'll get it open. I think this is just one. And it is Party Day from Crepe Paper. Has more of a vintage look to it, from 2012. But it's very cute. I love all the music paper in there. Cute. Okay, so let's see what I got. As far as, let's do scraps. Oops, I need another. Get these scraps kind of organized a little bit here, and then I feel like I know I did one of my daughter's birthdays with this collection, and I feel like I have some more of that to do. So I need to go back and figure out which birthday that was and get that finished. And it worked out nicely because she'd actually had her party in my shop, and my shop has a very rustic feel to it, the one that's in the town that I live in. Oh, there's some stickiness on there. We're gonna powder that, I think, here shortly. And so that particular birthday, just the atmosphere of it was, you know, a little bit darker, and just because of the location of it. So let's see, scraps. Let's see, that should fit in there. I should just cut those tags out and call it good, but actually I'll probably use that music note section 2 as a strip. Okay. I love these little party bags. I don't know if they came with a collection or if I added them. I feel like they match it, so it must have came with the collection. Okay, I think I can see if I can fit this in here or not. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I really want this too, though, because those letters are starting to fall off. Nope. Okay, that's all right. Okay, so, oh yeah, I have some layouts in here. Let's see what we got. Okay, that is loose. Here, that must have some sticky on it or something. I don't know. Maybe I think I can pop that back in there and see if that'll work. It has some sticky on it. Okay, so chipboard sheet. Oh, I have a few pictures in here. Okay, yeah, so these were that party, and I think I wanted to redo this. I think I just wanted to maybe put it, like try to trim it down and put it on a white background maybe. I don't know, it's cute, it's fine. I think this is when I was doing, it's cute actually, I might just leave it. It's one of those things where I think I was like, oh, I want white background. I want, like, I didn't like my darker backgrounds, but it's cute. It's fine. So I just need to finish those photos. And then Maybe I'll adjust it a little bit. We'll see, or maybe, I don't know, add some brighter, I don't know, layers to it or something. I think it's fine. It's fine. I need to not worry about it. And then I think I just had these in here because of the colors. So just of what they were wearing. Like she had, that picture is not very good. She had like this orangey shirt on and I thought that matched well. So I need to like, I just need to sit down and try to figure out what birthdays still need to be scrapbooked. I need to go through each album and figure out what I need to work on yet. But I'll go and leave these. I'll just leave them in here. That's fine. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm going to fit this in the back of this one, I think. I mentioned this before, but these folders just work better when they're a little bit fuller because of how they're structured. And so it's almost like the more full you have them, the easier they go on the shelf. So that's why I'm trying to, and also I'd like to not go through so many of them. And so having more in a folder allows me to not go through them so fast. Okay, what else do I got here? I think that's miscellaneous. Okay, this I think is a combination of a couple collections. So let's see what's in here. I think this is Stardust from Jen Hedfeld, which had a lot of kind of party theme to it. And I know I used it for some birthday party pictures recently. So I think I just combined it with some other stuff. So we'll see what we got here. Definitely needs to be organized. All right, well, we got quite a mix of supplies here. Let's see what we got. And stuff that is, oh, well, that will work. That side will work. Okay, so, okay. I don't know, I think that needs to go over here. These must go with one of the collections. These are some washi. Wow, Celebrate, Laugh Out Loud. I think this is maybe from Stardust. I'm not positive. Okay, we're gonna set this aside, go through papers here. Oof. Oh my gosh, this is a lot. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, so we have here. I'm not for sure this is going to help. We're going to have to pile on top here. Okay, so I have Crepe Paper Hooray, which is obviously a birthday themed collection. Oh, and then I have Crepe Paper All Heart. Maybe it's not Stardust. Maybe it is. I have All Heart in here because I felt like that does matched really nicely, which they do. And Celebrate. Oh, maybe this is just a mix of lots of different. What's in the other? Okay. Simple Story Celebrate. Oh, see, I already had this. That's funny. Okay. Okay, so I'm thinking, oh, I don't know. I feel like I should separate these out. This Simple Story Celebrate feels very different to me. So I'm going to start with that and see if I can do that easily or not. Yes, so Stardust is in here. Yeah, the washi tape is from Stardust. So the question is, So lovely. Yeah, so it had some party themed things to it, like I just don't know how easy it's going to be to pull out the supplies from it. Okay. Well, I'm going to set it underneath here and we'll see what else we got here. Okay, so this is I'm guessing that's crepe paper. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so more simple stories. I don't think that's simple stories. Okay, that's simple stories. That is simple stories. And that is simple stories. So that was pretty easy. It's the loose pieces I'm not for sure. Okay, so here's the Stardust. And here is the All Heart. I'm trying to figure out why I put this in here. I don't know if I'm gonna try to separate it out, I think. We'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to or not. So All Heart we'll put over here. I feel like that could be separated out. I think that is Stardust. Yes, it had a cat theme to it. I do remember that. Okay. I think this is all Stardust as well. I think, I don't know, it has Girl Power. Like that is. This might be All Heart. Which one has the... I'm kind of feeling like, yeah, this is All Heart, I think. Okay. And I think, is that All Heart too? I think it is. I believe so. I don't think I have very much of it left. That's why I think I collected. I think I initially combined it with Stardust and then it had birthdays theme supplies in it, so I went with that. Let's see what we got here. No, I think, yeah, this would be the second page of the chipboard. Okay. So this Hooray stuff I'm going to put elsewhere as well. Okay. Yeah, I thought that was going to come in. Okay. 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 Okay, so then you have Stardust here. Oh, this is gonna be tough, you guys. Let's see. Okay, I think what I'll probably do is put Stardust and All Heart together in the same envelope because I think a lot of the scraps and things are probably going to be combined because they're going to be hard to kind of figure out which is which, or I just don't want to take the time to do that right now. Just throw that away. And I mean, I could probably, like, that is definitely All Heart. Here's the llama. That's cracks me up. Oh, this actually, these are the Hooray. And then, yeah, because the alligator. So these are that other And then let's go here. Okay. I think I'm close. Okay. And then these, I think, are let's see. Let me see if I can find. I feel like, yeah, this Hooray collection has that bright blue in it. So I'm thinking these are mostly from that. I don't know about the floral though. Oh no, that is Stardust. Oof, let's see. I'm thinking this is from Stardust too. Yeah, I think because of the yellow. I don't know. I think those are Simple Stories. I don't know. Let's see. Well, I think I'm just going to keep all these. I think these are mostly all from one of those two collections, so we're just going to keep them all here, and they'll just stay combined, which is fine. Okay, so here I have the Simple Stories 6x8. Separate that out, and that has some sticky. Goodness. And some more scraps. Okay, so here's some alphas. I think I'm going to go and just put these with my black alphas. They don't have to be in here. Another washi. Okay, so I think, let's see. These are definitely Simple Stories. And sticker book and frames. That one's been pretty easy to pull out here. Okay. So, let's see. Oh, here's some acrylics I must have gotten from somewhere. Interesting. That is birthday themed, but I might put that with my the birthday supplies. Okay, so now the question is, I know I have some ephemera pieces from Simple Stories in here. Are they going to be easy to pick out? Not that I have to. Okay, these are definitely Simple Stories from their page pieces. Maybe I'm lucky enough I have them all mostly together. We shall see. Because I feel like maybe I have a stack of them here and they are all together. Can I be that lucky? Is that about right? I think so. I think so. I think that is 2. I think these are from Simple Stories, the Brads. And I think that is that. Okay. I think I'm pretty close. I think the rest of these are probably from see the Simple Stories and that older crepe paper both have royal blue in them. So I might put those together in the same baggie because I think those would work really well together. And I think that's probably Simple Stories. Okay, so I think we're just going to put these in bags, and if I see any obvious ones that don't belong, I will separate them out. That taco makes me laugh. Okay. Oh, this party, I don't know. Okay. So then the question is, where do I, it's kind of all has a, like a You Go Girl kind of theme to it. So maybe I'll just put them up with my, oh, I don't know, home and family themed, kind of next to like, I know I'm going to have like a mermaid collection coming up. I think I'll kind of do a section of like where I have like my baby supplies, you know, like, and like little kid supplies. And I'll probably put this next to those just because, it's kind of like very girl, you know, girl theme, like, you know, adolescent, teenage girl kind of themed. And I'll probably just do that is my guess. I'm thinking. So, because they're two different manufacturers. So, since I'm not going to separate out the Jen Head felt from the crepe paper, I'm going to keep those together. I think that will make sense. So then if I know I'm like, if I want to get, you know, if I want to scrapbook some pictures, see, that's like, I still think that is, yeah. If I want to scrapbook kind of girly picture, you know, like teenage girl pictures, then this can kind of be my kit for that. I know I have other collections that work for that too, but I think that will make the most sense for me to find what I need to in my stash. Okay, that's like really full. Okay, that's all right. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to put the stickers for both of these collections together. And let's see. I don't have a lot of the All Heart left anyway. Most of this is Stardust, so. I knew that wasn't going to work. Okay, we're just going to combine these with that. Lots of scraps. Let me get the stickers first, then we'll do the scraps. I'll have to remember too that there's a lot of cat themed stuff in here. I can scrapbook my fake cat. Okay, we're getting somewhere here. All right, let's see what kind of scraps I can get fit in here. And then, yeah, there's very little paper from that. These are going to be too big. This Stardust is such a fun collection. I have little stars falling out everywhere, so I must have them stuck in between all the scraps here. So he has like girls rule, you're beautiful, she shines. It's very, very go girl theme type of supplies. So this will be good. Okay. Oops. I think I scrapbooked actually Mallory's second to last birthday with this collection, I think. I used up a lot of the birthday themed stuff that was in it, but the colors of what her and her friend were wearing and everything matched really nicely. But I think it makes more sense to have this separate from party and more towards girly. Okay. Alrighty, so much for saving an envelope, and I'm going to be short one. That's all right. Okay. Okay. And then I got the washi. I might have to, I'm going to have to separate this in another envelope. I think it's too thick. I knew that when I was doing it, so. Oops. Okay, that's good enough, I think. All right, so this will go into a different section, which will be good because that area was pretty full. And now I gotta figure out where it's going to go. I think I might have room. Yes, I do. Okay. Okay, so then I have the simple stories and bits and pieces of this older crepe paper Hooray. There's not much of this one left. So I'm just going to put those together because they actually work. They match really nicely. So there's a lot of that royal blue in there. I'm going to set that aside and kind of see if I can fit it. Oh, I do have one more envelope over here. So yes, I'm going to put these in here. And then I might add in some other birthday themed stuff in here. We'll see what I have left to organize. Oh, I didn't put them in envelopes. Well, shoot. I meant to organize that. Sorry, guys. It's not a lot. But I do just want to get all this stuff into these envelopes so that they're not getting crushed. Okay, so let's get the stickers and the breads, the enamel dots. Just so I don't have like enamel dots flying everywhere, you know. That's kind of the key. I think I'm gonna put the frames. Let's do this actually. Let's do all the loose pieces. Kind of lucky that all those die cuts happen to be together in a pile. They weren't. There might be some other random stuff in here, but That's okay. From those other collections, but I don't think so. I think we did pretty good. Just put that in there. And then I think I'm going to try to put the frames in one just to keep them protected. Maybe. They're pretty, well, nope, they fit. Okay. Sticker books. And 6x8 paper pad. Okay, that does not better. Okay, let's see what's in here. I feel like this is probably a bunch of older stuff. Maybe. I already know that I think I'm going to toss. Oh yeah. I remember really trying hard to love this particular embellishment, and I just can never make it work. It was a good idea, it was cute, but they're really hard to make look good on a page. Like once you take them off the sticker sheet, I think I'm just going to toss these because they just warped. I don't know. They didn't warp, but they just it didn't work out well. So I know I'm not going to use those. Okay, so this is like a bunch of random stuff together, which is good. Okay. But it needs to be organized and cleaned up. I have like random sticker sheets in here. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is going to be like probably a lot of older stuff, I'm guessing. And some scraps and things. So, oh, there's a stamp in there. That's fun. Oh, I had some birthday, hold on. Yes. I have a little pile down here of stuff theme stuff I've been, I have a newspaper article from her 16th birthday, so I'm going to put that into that envelope with those photos. Let's see. Okay, whose birthday? Nope. Whose birthday? I think. Nope, that's baby. Goodness. Okay. These are birthday stamps, and I need to stamp them and get the sheet in here. I'm not gonna do that now, and this is, I think, baby. Let's see. I cannot read it. This is why I went to stamp them and put them on paper so I can read. Now this is baby themed, so this needs to go with my baby supplies. All right, so I'll put that in. I'm just going to stick this in here. I think I got it for free. And I'm just going to stick that in there. So this will eventually end up being 2 envelopes, and then I'll stamp each side and then have the cardstock in there so I can see the images, because it drives me crazy that I can't see what they say. Okay, scrap paper. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff in here, you guys. Another stamp set. That's cute. Miss Sparkle and Company. Okay. So this is probably just stuff like if I had random bits that were birthday themed, I just stuck them in here. And I'm okay with that. Like, this can be my general stash. I also, like, if I say pull out one of those other lines that are specific to birthdays, I can also pull this out and try to add things from here into that, you know, into the supplies that I'm working with. So let's just see what we got here. We have Birthday Girl. It looks like I've used up quite a bit of it. It's really cute. This was actually leftovers from a class, from Scrapbooking and Cards Today, from other weekend classes. We made a layout. It wasn't birthday themed, I don't think. but since it had a lot of birthday and celebration theme to it, I put it in here. So that's just like a little collection of supplies there. These are fancy pants. I'm trying to figure out if this was specifically for a birthday or not. Or why I have this in here. I don't think it has to be in here. It doesn't really specify birthday. So I think I'm going to put these into my fancy pants stash. I'm going to set it aside for now to see if there's a collection here that this belongs with, but otherwise I'll go into my fancy pants stash. Okay. Okay, I do remember this. Okay, so this is a Bo Bunny collection called You're Invited. It's really cute. Okay. We are upside down. Let me fix that. And that is where this scrap is from. Can you guys see? Sorry, I got piles and piles and piles. Ooh, really cute. Okay. And then Party Time from Echo Park. Okay. Ooh, I love that. Okay. That's fun. And then I have some, well, some random balloon pieces in there, and then some laser cuts I must have ordered. So that's cute. Okay. Fancy pants. Oh, yep, I bet this is it. Joy Parade. I think this is it. So let me see if it's, yeah, it is. Okay, so we'll just go and leave these in here. I didn't have a lot of that in here. And then this House of Three. This was such a fun collection. 2011. This is an old one, but it's definitely birthday themed. And I found actually some supplies randomly. I can get them here. Try to get them back together. Yes. So I have these little flags, some stickers. I keep them together here. And then a bunch of loose pieces, it looks like. I had actually put these into my card stash, but since I have this collection in here, I think I'm going to go and put it back in here. There's other birthday themed stuff in here. I'm just going to put it in this stash now, but then I know I can always pull this if I want to make birthday cards. I don't have enough of my birthday card stash. Because there's some older supplies in here that, you know, I don't know if I'll use, but some of them I might. I can pull some of these into other kits, you know. Okay. So yeah, so this is a really fun collection. Again, a lot of it doesn't have to be used for birthday though. So, but definitely has a party theme to it. So cute. So bright and fun. And I got a lot of it because I really loved it. And I know I've scrapbooked with it some, but not enough to justifying how much I bought of it. So what I might do eventually is pull some of these ones that aren't necessarily birthday themed and like put them into other places, into my pink paisley stash or something, to use them in other ways. So this is Webster's Pages, Enjoy Life. Oh, I don't remember this collection. Look at that beautiful wood grain. Okay, is this part? Yeah, it's party themed too. This is so pretty. Guys, go through your stash. Like, I don't remember having this collection at all. So fun. Look at those balloons. That is so fun. Okay. With the glitter. Random, really thin yellow piece of paper. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna stay. That is like super thin. That is so cute. Okay, Sprinkled with Love, also Webster's Pages. Is that the same? Is that the same collection? What was that called? Maybe these are the stickers to this collection. Guessing they are. Okay. That is random. Okay. Okay. Much more scraps. And then some sticker sheets. And then we'll organize this mess over here. Okay, so this is Cartabella. It's a celebration. Use a little bit of that. Here's some more of that Bo Bunny. You're invited. Let me get that with the rest of the Bo Bunny stuff, just so it's at least. Where was the Bo Bunny? Some of these, once you turn them upside down, you can't see. Park, Echo Park was in the beginning. Yeah, I think it's this one. Okay. And then Echo Park Party Time. Okay. Whew. I think I'm going to separate these out and just put them on top of everything with all the other stuff. Okay. I'm going to get these into the envelope and then we'll get this organized. Okay, let's see. I'm going to see if these guys will fit in here or not. I think they're going to be a little bit too wide. Yep, okay, that's all right. So I'll stick those in there. And scraps. Let's get these. Oh goodness, so this makes me want to go and like, the hard thing is because my girls have each of their own separate albums. Like I need to go through and each one of them for each year and see which birthdays I have and haven't scrapped, or which ones I've, maybe partially scrapped and need to finish. Usually if I get out my birthday supplies, I'll usually mostly do like get the entire birthday kind of done. So I'm thinking that I probably don't have a lot to catch up on, but I do know that I have a few birthdays that I've only partially scrapped. And that will be a project in itself. So maybe when I come up on I can make a goal. So like when we just had my oldest daughter's birthday, her birthday's in January. But maybe my youngest daughter's, her birthday's in April. I can try to motivate myself to go through all of her albums and make myself notes of what needs to be scrapbooked yet for her. Like which years I've printed, which years I haven't printed, all that stuff. And the reason why again, because I always just kind of assume everyone's always watched my channel, but I know a lot of people haven't. I used to be really good and organized with my photo printing and organization, really until the phones became a big part of it. And I got lazy. So I was in the habit of every month downloading my pictures from my phone and my good camera onto my computer, sending them off to print and done. And but once I got my I got a Canon selfie, and then I now have the Epson 400. Once I then got those, and I started taking those with me to my scrapbook weekends, and there was a few years where most of my scrapbooking was done during those weekends. I didn't scrapbook a ton at home. I got in the habit of not pre-printing my photos because I just took my printer with me and just printed as I scrapbooked, because I didn't know what I was in the mood to scrapbook, because it's a lot of work to I think we're just gonna throw that away. It's a lot of work to prep to go scrapbook, you know, away from home, and I was usually always doing it last minute, and and I'm not the only one. So I'd be lucky just to get like all my supplies packed and get on the road, and you know, because I had to see, this is why I'm doing this, because I hate this. Anyway. And so, you know, it would just be a lot of work. I had to have the house stuff in order for my husband and kids, and then I'd have to make sure all my shops were good to go and that staffing was good to go. You know, it was just a lot of work to go away for a few days. And so, I was usually always packing last minute. And so anyway, so over a few years of doing that, I just was printing just whatever photos I felt like scrapbooking during that particular weekend. And over many years of doing that, you kind of lose track of what photos have you printed, what photos have I scrapbooked, you know, those types of things. And so I just really lost control of my printing of my photos, like what, you know, and even like what pages I've made, because I didn't really keep track of them. I know there's ways to organize all that and write it all down, and I just don't do that. And haven't done that. And so, not to say that I won't, but I just haven't. And so, so then what happened was I kind of found myself, once we got settled into this new house, I got a scrapbook room again, because there was a few years there I didn't really have a room. This is a lot of random supplies. Oh my goodness. I do have this random Felicity Jane die cut pack that's birthday themed that I have in here. So I'll just leave that by itself. I shall put it in here with these. So what happened was I basically found myself like, I don't know what I've scrapbooked. I don't know what I've printed. I don't know, like, you know, I just became very disorganized. And so what I've been trying to do is, with each theme, you know, go through and, you know, kind of figure out, okay, what needs to be scrapbooked, what photos have I already printed? Because as you've noticed, probably watching these, is that I have a lot of random photos stuck into different packets, probably from those weekends. And I, you know, and I have accidentally printed some twice because I didn't realize that I had those in these kits. And so just trying to get a handle on what I need to print, what I need to scrapbook yet. And so that has been my goal this last year. And I have a long ways to go, but I kind of have a system in place. And this is part of the system. It's not just to like look at my pretty supplies and, you know, it is fun. It absolutely is fun. But really it's, okay, where are all these random pictures I've printed that I have in these kits? What product do I have? What, you know, what collections do I have? So that when I do go through and figure out what pictures I still need to scrapbook, I just am a lot more knowledgeable about, oh, this would be great, you know, with this particular collection. And oh, I still have a few pictures left from that particular birthday to scrapbook. So I'm going to do that, get that done, you know. Okay, that's a scrap. have something jamming me up here. What's going on? And so really, so this is just, and you know, this part is fun to do on camera because again, it is fun to look at supplies. It is fun to, the nostalgia of these collections and especially the older supplies. But I really need to do this with my photos too. Like I really need to do just a really good inventory of all that. And I've kind of done some where I went through, got on my Google Photos and my phone and my Shutterfly and I'm trying to just do inventory of like, okay, you need to look, you know, go to this album and look to see if you've printed these. And then I just grabbed a year and I pulled out, because we basically have, and this is where the downside of how I have my albums organized. So I organize my albums kind of by person, or like I have family albums, which is like a combination of any of us together. I have an album for each daughter, which really helped when it came to graduation time. That was very helpful. I could just pull like Mallory's albums and kind of create a graduation, a couple albums to take to her graduation party really easily. But now that that's over, I'm finding out the hard part about that system is that when it comes to the photos, if I'm going to say, okay, from 2019, what pictures do I still need to print in Scrapbook? I have to pull out Keaton's 2019 album, Mallory's 2019 album, our family 2019 album, as well as any holiday albums, because I have Christmas, fall, Thanksgiving, Halloween, all those are all separate. 4th of July, every holiday separate, because, again, I've talked about this before, so I apologize if I'm being repetitive, but I like to have those separate because I used to display them for the holiday so people could look through them. So I'd have my 4th of July album out. In this house, I don't have a great place to do that with my bigger albums. I still have like mini albums and stuff displayed, but I don't have a great place for my 12 by 12 albums to display. I do have some layouts up on my wall that I switch out based on the season. But I also like the idea of like just pulling out a 4th of July album, for instance, and seeing all of our 4th of Julys over the years and seeing how they changed over the years and the different things that we did, or the consistency of what we did kind of goes both directions. And, so I've been really hemming and hawing about, okay, like, do I need to just really combine everything together? Like, especially now that Hobby Lobby quit carrying most of my colors of albums. Now, We Are Memory Keepers and some other brands are starting to kind of fill that void a little bit. Although they were more expensive, but they were a little bit bigger. But then I found OfficeSupply.com and they have those bigger albums a little bit cheaper. So I'm like, okay, that's not a huge deal. It'll also be easier for my, when my daughters get married, if they want the albums, I'm not going to force them to take them, but I can say, okay, Keaton, here are your albums, like that will be so much easier. So I just kind of back and forth. I know there's lots of different ways you can organize your albums and organize your layouts. And for now, I'm going to keep it the same way I've been doing it. But it does cause a problem when it comes to, and it's my own fault for not keeping on top of it. Sometimes life gets chaotic and crazy and it just isn't a priority when it comes to, figuring out what pictures I still need to print and Scrapbook. But it's not a huge deal. Like, I know where everything's at. I just pull, like I said, I just pull multiple albums, go through them, compare them to my Google Photos, and jot down what needs to be printed and scrapbooked. And so I've started that process, but it is kind of arduous and long and not super fun. Anyway, but that's not as much fun to do on camera as like going through the product. So this is kind of a part of that overall big picture of me just trying to get my act together when it comes to scrapbooking. If that makes any sense to you guys, hopefully. Okay. Whew, that was a project. So let's get this stuff organized. And then I have a few other random pieces in here. I'm going to see if I can fit. This is getting pretty full, so I may not be able to. I might actually put my stamps. Let's see. Let's see here. Oops. Okay, actually, here. Okay. These, okay. This is a ribbon that I put here just because I have these banners. I have this random balloon, and then these acrylic pieces are going to go in here. Okay. Balloon. And then these I recently got in the American Crafts box, and then this random piece of paper from Chamel that I just pulled out because it had balloons on it and thought that made sense. So, and then I have also over here, okay, I have this Project Life set that is birthday, or it's Celebrate themed. And I think it kind of matches actually that darker crepe paper, or yeah, the older crepe paper collection really well. So I'm going to put it with that. I actually think it was made to match that collection. So that is going to go, where did that go? Did I already put it away? I must have. Okay, so that's going to go over there with that collection. And I have this Celebrate paper pad from KI. This has some purple in it. It's also a little bit darker themed, but it's kind of its own, it's definitely a different color scheme than that crepe paper collection. So we'll just set it up on the shelf, I think. I have these really fun wood veneers. I had this in my card stash, which I was surprised. I'm like, these are perfect for pages. So I'm going to put those somewhere in this section. And then I have these We Are Memory Keepers cards for their Albums Made Easy, and it's all birthday themed. It's very bright colored, so I think I'm going to put this with the Simple Stories. It definitely has that same color theme, and I have room in there, so that will work in there, as well as probably the wood veneers and the paper pad. I'll put them in that. Hopefully. Now the paper pad's going to be a problem, I think. Yeah, paper pad. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think this is going to go in here. Okay, so is that everything? Yes. And then I have my stamps. I'm not for sure where those are going yet, because I think this is going to be pretty full, but there's not very many, so. All right, so this is just a lot of randomness. When the kids were little, I actually did just a mini album for each of their birthdays. And, you know, gosh, I did a lot of mini albums early on. I'd really like to go back and make some pages. I talked about that with a lot of my things I made mini albums of, that I'd like to have a lot of those things represented into my main scrapbooks as well. Just because a lot of those mini albums are falling apart. I don't know if I'm going to keep them together. They aren't. I have them in my office, but no one really looks at them because they aren't. I don't know. I got to figure that out too. I used to display, if it was my daughter's birthday month, I would put her birthday albums out. And so I could just kind of clean them up, re-adhere everything, and kind of start doing that again. But I didn't continue it on through, till they were 18. So it feels kind of weird to only have random mini albums from random birthdays. And so we'll see. I might maybe just do a few pages, a few spreads of just here's their birthdays, through age 8 or something. And then I'd have the mini albums to accompany those. I don't know. I've got to figure that out too. But I have a ton of supplies. So if I want a scrapbook layouts of pictures that are already scrapbooked in mini albums, I can. So I have plenty of stuff to do it with. So I think that is it. It's always an adventure. Here's that Simple Stories. I'm glad I have that separated out. Ooh, this button is about ready to fall off. Don't think it's going to last very much longer. Yeah. I'm really contemplating cutting off the flaps of these so that I just put them on my shelves open like this. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm not quite there yet. All right, guys. I think that is all I have for today. Sorry, I have like a piece of hair that's like static is real. Okay. All right, I'll be back. I have a few more themed things before I get into spring and summer, because those are pretty big collections. And then I have a few random things I want to go through, how I have them organized, just because I think they make sense for me, and I want you to like do what makes sense for you. But hopefully I can give you some ideas of like how, if you know how you scrapbook and favorite supplies that you like. You know, maybe you use a very particular type of paper for your background, you know, instead of having to search for them, having them all together, those kinds of things. So, so keep an eye out for that video. I'll be coming, I think that will be next, is just like kind of my random, well, I have a couple more themed collections, but, I do have kind of types of papers that I keep together, based on how I would use them. And so I can find them very easily. So that will probably be my next video. But thank you for watching. And who wants to scrap birthday with me? We'll see you guys later. Happy scrapping. Bye-bye.